Are all religions the same? That's a huge question. I mean, we live in a pluralistic society now. We walk through the mall and we see people from all kinds of religious backgrounds. And I was recently at Michigan State University, and I talked to a young girl named Erica, and she was searching for truth and God, and she came to the conclusion that all religions are the same. And then the very next day I talked to a young man named Jeremy, and he came to the conclusion that all religions are so different they all can't be true. So, I mean, we just know that someone's got to be wrong here. We don't like to say that, but we just know that someone's got to be wrong here. Erica and Jeremy both can't be right. You know, at Jesus' trial, he claimed to be the Son of God. So either Jesus is right and the Jews are wrong, or the Jews are right and Jesus is wrong. You know, Jesus predicted his own death and resurrection in all four Gospels. And so the Muslims come along many years later and say, no, Jesus didn't die on the cross. He didn't rise from the dead. So either Jesus is right and the Muslims are wrong, or the Muslims are right and Jesus is wrong. And it just goes beyond this. I mean, think about Buddhism. Buddhism says there is no God. Buddha did not believe in a personal God. So either the Buddha is right and Jesus and Jews and Muslims are wrong, or Muslims and Jews and Jesus are right and the Buddha is wrong. So they all can't be true. Lastly, I mean, just look at the life of the major religious leaders. You know, Abraham committed adultery on his wife. Moses was a murderer. David, the greatest king of Israel, had moral failure. You look at someone like Joseph Smith, the founder of Mormonism. Is just a historical fact that as he traveled, he took people's wives from them. He stole people's wives. And I had a friend named, we'll call her Hannah. She was a Muslim from Africa, and she came to a crisis of faith because as she learned about Islam, it's just a historical truth that Muhammad had many wives. He had a harem of women, and then he took a child at the age of 6 and married her, and then consummated the marriage at the age of 9. And that brought her to a crisis of faith. How can this be God's prophet when this stuff happens? But when you look at the life of Jesus, I mean, he just shines. There's no moral failure. There's no discrepancies with him. And so if we're looking for someone to follow, someone to put our trust in, Jesus just shines. So are our religions the same? They're not. They just can't be. And when you look at the moral life of these religious people, put your trust in Jesus. He just shines above all others.